Hey guys, Weeby News here. It's been way too long since I posted, oh my gosh. I had a lot of troubles with my other video I was working on, and that mixed with some real life problems just ended up delaying anything showing up on the channel. Apologies. Anyways, I just wanted to make some videos talking about all the references included in the Danganronpa series. I left them out of the trivia videos on purpose because there's just a lot of them, and I felt that they could be included in an entire video of their own. Also, I just want to put up a disclaimer for this video, so none of these references were found by me. Although I was aware of some of these before, all the references included in this video can be found on TV Tropes or any other websites that I'm linking below in the description. Also, some of these references were included in the fan translation of the game by Project Zetsubo, but were not included or were changed in the official release, so I'll try to let you guys know whenever it's a reference that's solely included in the fan translation or vice versa. And finally, I'll be hosting a Q&A on the Danganronpa Amino on the 17th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The Danganronpa Amino app is just an app you can download on your tablet or iPhone or Android, and it's a really cool community that revolves entirely around talking about Danganronpa or drawing fan art for the series or role-playing. I really enjoyed using it, so I highly recommend it to you guys. And as for the Q&A, if there's anything you're interested in asking me about Danganronpa or my channel or anything really, then feel free to stop by. My username is Weeby News on there, and I'm included on the verified section of the app, so the Q&A post shouldn't be too hard to find once it goes up. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. In the Japanese version of the game, Monokuma opens up with a bear pun, and Celeste responds mentioning that bear puns have already been done before, more than likely referencing Persona 4, since the creator of Danganronpa, Kazutaka Kodaka, has mentioned being a fan of the series himself. After Makuro, disguised as Junko, dies in the first chapter, Monokuma states, "This isn't some RPG, cram as many bird feathers down her throat as you want, she ain't coming back." This is referencing the Phoenix Down item that can be used in Final Fantasy to bring back dead party members. This reference is only included in the fan translation of the game though. In the official localized version, they change it to a comic book reference. In the first chapter, when you examine Hagakure's crystal ball, Yamada tells you that if you collect all 7, the dragon will come and grant your wish. Obviously, this is referencing the anime series Dragon Ball. Hagakure references Dragon Ball as well, since while praying to numerous deities, he invokes King Kai. Some have noted that the T in the Monokuma Theater segments is basically the Tumblr logo, and in the fan translation of the game, the EA in Theater is the Electronic Arts logo. Before opening the trash room shutters, Hifumi says it reminds him of the first episode of Fist of the North Star. The official translation turns this into the Shawshank Redemption reference. In Mizuno's free time events, she references the Japanese folk tale Suru no Onagaishi, or the Crane's Return of Favor. She references this when she says that she is that crane that Naegi saved in middle school and that she now wants to make him a cloak. On the Danganronpa wiki, it says that in the story, a crane was saved by a man and disguised itself as a woman. She devoted herself to help him make a living by weaving beautiful fabric for him to sell. However, once the man realized that it was the crane who sustained him, she was already gone. It also notes that the story is somewhat similar to Chapter 1, where Makoto learns only during the class trial that in her dying moments, Sayaka used whatever power she had left to clear him of suspicion. Mizuno's death was meant to reference the iconic scene in Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 film Psycho, where a female character was stabbed in a shower. Another potential reference for Mizuno's death is that it's similar to Nancy Spongen's death, a woman who was in a relationship with Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols. Both were found under the bathroom sink with a single stab wound to the chest. Sid was also charged for second-degree murder after her death, and interestingly enough, Leon mentioned the Sex Pistols, Sid's band, was an inspiration for his music career that he wanted to pursue. On the same note, Leon wears a padlock on a chain around his neck, like the one worn by Sid Vicious as well. In Leon's free time events, he references the Beatles by telling Naegi that he doesn't want to be like George, the guitar player in the band, but that he needed to get some of that Paul action. The slot machine that calculates the player's vote has a Monokuma on it that looks strikingly similar to the mascot of the board game Monopoly. In the fan translation of the game, Tagami makes a reference to Naruto by mocking the rest of the group members' attitudes toward the killing game, mentioning that they're not in some never-ending ninja comic, and that working together is out of the question. Tagami's former high school is called Green Hills High School, which is a reference to the Green Hill Zone, a level in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. One gift you can give in the free time events is called Millennium Prize Problems. This is actually based off of real-life mathematics problems that are supposed to be nearly impossible to solve. The reward for solving one of these problems is $1 million. Iwata's biker name is called Crazy Diamond, which is a reference to the character Crazy Diamond, who is a stand of Josuke in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He also mentions that he doesn't have a stand at one point in the game, according to TV Tropes. Iwata's execution is based off of a book called Little Black Sambo. The book is about two tigers who end up chasing each other around a tree. They chase each other so fast that they eventually turn into butter, which, as we all know, Iwata ends up sharing the same fate as these tigers in his execution. Another reference to this is that in school mode you learn that Iwata's underwear has tiger print on it as well. In the Project Zetsubo fan translation, Monokuma says, "This big bear has some things that need doing," which is a reference to this cringy album cover that became an internet meme for a while. Right before meeting Alter Ego, Yamada yells, "Ia Ia Cthulhu Fatagan," referencing H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu Mythos. Before Yamada dies, he asks if winter is coming, which could be a reference to the famous line said in the Game of Thrones series. The Danganronpa Wikia page's Twitter account pointed out that in Celeste's room you can see that she has several Disney Princess beauty products on her desk. It's hard to notice on your own, but if you zoom in on the frame you can see the clear outlines of Cinderella, Ariel, and Sleeping Beauty. Celestia references the anime Akagi in her free time events by mentioning that she gambled with a crazy rich old man and a silver-haired boy. She also references the manga series 81 Diver, mentioning that she won a tournament of shogai against an unusual maid. Lastly, she mentions the most dangerous situation she was ever in was while she was playing a game called Liar King, where she played against a foolishly honest girl and a master con artist, referencing the manga Liar game. In the official English localized version, Hagakure references the film Deep Impact when he says that Asahina's plan to fry up some fish and donuts for everyone is Deep Impact style, meteor impact, extinction level event combination of foods. In the official English localization, they changed Sakura's boyfriend's name from Kenichiro to Kenshiro, naming him after the main character of Fist of the North Star. But it's believed that Kenichiro was always meant to reference this character since they both look incredibly similar. Sakura's corpse is in the same exact pose as Joe in the ending of Ashita no Joe, and one of the presents is Tomorrow's boxing gloves, which is also a reference to the anime series. The Berserker armor gift is supposed to reference the manga series Berserk. According to the manga's Wikia page, the Berserker armor is supposed to be a suit of highly durable armor forged by dwarves. Wearers of the armor are aptly named Berserkers. The voice-changing bowtie gift is described as an item used to be owned by a detective who has the body of a child but the mind of a genius. This is referencing the anime series Detective Conan, since he used a similar item in the series. In Chapter 5, Hagakure references the video game Resident Evil by saying that the biolab is the place where the final boss or tyrant would be if they were in a horror game. In the official English translation, Hagakure says that the plant in the greenhouse is totally a man-eating plant, but it's different than the one that lives inside a pipe. This was more than likely referencing the piranha plants that are featured in Super Mario. In the official localized version, Monokuma references Gollum from Lord of the Rings, referring to the key that Kirigiri stole as his precious. When Nagi is watching a DVD in the AV room, the whole thing suddenly shuts off, and when he questions Monokuma about this, Monokuma replies, "Technical difficulties are never late, nor are they early. They occur precisely when they mean to." This is a reference to Gandalf's famous quote in the Fellowship of the Ring. Unfortunately, this reference is only included in the fan-translated version, though. In the final trial, Monokuma exclaims, "Xanadu, 2, referencing the video game Xanadu Dragon Slayer 2. Right after Junko reveals herself as the mastermind, she opens up with a reference to Dragon Quest I. Along with this, the crown that she wears as the mastermind is a reference to the crown that King Slime of Dragon Quest wears. One of Junko's sprites is the same pose as Dio, a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. In the Project Setsubo fan translation of the game, Naegi wonders if the mastermind put a bomb inside of their stomachs, but he dismisses the idea because they're not on a boat. This is obviously meant to reference the series 999, also created by Spike Chunsoft. In the official English dub, Naegi references Xeriscape in the 4th chapter when talking to Kirigiri about the room that Sakura was murdered in by saying there's like zero escape, right? Naegi's hoodie is also supposed to be a reference to the Xeriscape series since it resembles that of a gas mask, which is meant to reference Zero, the mastermind. In Danganronpa 1-2 Reload, if you collect 999 mana coins, you gain a trophy called 9 coins, 9 purses, 9 bears. The platinum trophy for the whole collection is Despair's last reward. Both of these, of course, are also a reference to Xeriscape. Also not a reference, but Spike Chunsoft's English Twitter account tweeted this picture out last year for April Fools, which I feel sort of goes along with this as well. In school mode, when a character gathers materials, they do so with pickaxes. More than likely, this was meant to reference the popular video game Minecraft. One of the many chalkboard drawings you see in the series is a gigantic Monokuma peering over a large wall with Naegi facing him, holding 2 swords. This, of course, was meant to reference Attack on Titan, which is pretty funny when you think about it since Eren and Naegi share the same English voice actor. On some of the other chalkboards in school mode, Cookie Monokuma is written, which is supposed to reference the video game Cooking Mama. Another chalkboard drawing in school mode has an image of Monokuma in a very Terraria-esque setting. Another notable thing regarding this is that apparently in the Japanese version of Terraria, you can buy a Monokuma costume, making him a playable character in the game. The Monokuma Entertainment System in school mode is a reference to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Also, after Monokuma blows it up, the game says, "Looks like MES is blasting off again," referencing the repeated fate of Team Rocket in the early Pokemon episodes. The chapter titles in this game also hold a lot of references as well. The Project Setsubo fan translations translate these the closest though, so I'll be referencing those translations for this. Chapter 1's title, Kill Free or Live Hard, is supposed to reference the movie Live Free or Die Hard. Chapter 3's title, Neon Genesis Super Vortex Redux, Rise Armored Hero, is a reference to Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cyborg 009, and Mobile Suit Gundam. Chapter 4's title is All Apologies, which could be a reference to the song All Apologies by Nirvana. And finally, Chapter 6 is titled Super Duper High School Unluxter, or How I Learned to Stop Despairing and Embrace the End. This is a reference to the title Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. And that will conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to let me know if there's any references that I missed or that weren't included in the video. I'm sure there are. Like I said, there was a lot of them, so also let me know if this is something you guys would be interested in seeing for the other games as well, kind of like what I did for the trivia video. As for the next video, I have no idea what I'll be doing. I started working on that like hope comparison analysis video and I almost finished it. I was really close to just having the whole thing done, but I really just was not happy with it. So I might try to go back and just sort of figure out what to change in that video and how to make it better and maybe post that. Otherwise, I might just do like a character analysis or something like that. So I'll try to keep you guys updated on that. Also, there was an interview with Kodaka recently that Jinjo just translated, and he's basically just talking about the future of Danganronpa. I was thinking of making a video on it, but I don't really feel like people subscribe to me anymore for news, and I much prefer to make analysis videos and videos like this, so I kind of figured I would just mention it quickly in this video, and I kind of wanted to put it at the end because I already talked so much before the video. But overall, the interview just makes it seem as if Kodaka is going to want to take a break after V3, and that he's interested and maybe handing off the series to someone else. And since this game is such a big IP for like Chunsoft, I kind of feel like they'll do that. So more than likely, I think if we do get a 4th game of Danganronpa, it won't be directed by Kodaka. But I just wanted to mention that quickly here, since like I said, I didn't want to make like a whole video on it, since I kind of just prefer to make videos like this and like analysis videos for right now. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you real soon.
Subscribe to Weeby News for more hope-filled videos.